Shalom to the hopeful elect. We're back out here again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We are the Hebrew Israelites, coming out every week, every week, and sometimes every day. Mainly every day, really. We come out here on the highways and hedges, in the streets and the lanes, as we were commanded to by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to prophesy the downfall of America and the rest of the beast system. NATO, EU, this jagging, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, to prophesy his downfall starting here in America, right? Known as Babylon, spiritual Solomon and Gomorrah, spiritual Egypt. Her downfall, the woman, the whore that sits upon the beast, right? Prophesy her downfall for all of her abominations. Her picking a fight with even the ones that she was once in confederacy with. It's all biblical. It's all scriptural. The Lord said these things before it happened, and the Lord sent men to break it down, starting with our elders and apostles of the great millstone. We also come on the highways and hedges to warn our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, West Indians, Haitians, and the rest of the speckled bird, those that may look like a so-called African or a so-called East Indian or a so-called white man or so-called Asian, but your bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, through the seed of your fathers. Because that's how we determine who's who. By the seed of your father, not by your mother. Okay? Before we continue, to the east, we're going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash, which are the names of the Heavenly Father. In the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, Yahweh meaning He is, Bahashem meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai meaning He is the Savior, who the world elite called Jesus. His true name is Yahweh Shai. In the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash is the Holy Spirit, or Spirit Holy. All right? And double honor to our elders and apostles of the great millstone for teaching us this truth in all honesty and sincerity. All right? No days off. They don't get no better than that. No days off. No scheduled appointments. No $50 a lesson. Right? No amount of money for breakdowns. You better know who you're learning from. First and foremost, you gotta learn how to read. And the Lord made it so good right now, you don't even gotta learn how to read. All you gotta do is push a button on your telephone app, and it'll play for you. The Bible will speak to you for itself. All right? But it's imperative that you ask for the Holy Spirit of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. A lot of these people out here, they think the Lord's just gonna give them something. In a sense, the Lord is. The gift of faith is given freely. This knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the Lord giveth it freely. But what do you do with it? You have to take it serious. You have to seek Yahweh Shem Yahushua. How do you seek the Lord? Through praying. Right? That's how you call on the Lord, through praying, meditating on His name, meditating on His law, statutes, and commandments, meditating on His precepts. You gotta read, or let, like I said earlier, or let the scriptures read for you. But you gotta seek the Lord. Where are you gonna find Him? In the volume of the book. What book is that? The Holy Bible, not the Holy Quran, not the Book of the Dead, not the Book of Jubilees, or any of the other phony books, but the 1611 King James Version. The book that contains the first testament or testament, and the Apocrypha, and the Second Testament. All right? That book, 1911, I'm slacking, the 1611 King James Version of the Bible. King James Version. King James was not a white man. He was a so-called Negro, or dark-skinned man, that ruled during the time of the Byzantine Empire. All right? Before Esau came back into power. All right? And if you come back into power and you're trying to get rid of a nation of people, pursuing the Psalm chapter 83, right, that the name of Israel be no more than land, what would you do? You're going to take all those people's you're going to take their culture, especially if you're a thief and a liar, which Esau Edom is a thief and a liar. Let's get some proof. Malachi chapter 1, verse 1 through 4, lets you know that Esau Edom is known as the wicked, right? It lets you know Esau Edom is the wicked, right? Psalms 58:3, the wicked, right? Pursuing Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. But you can read from 1 to 4. That tell you the Lord's perspective on these wicked ass people, the Edomites who call themselves white, right? Starting with the upper echelon, Amalek and them, the upper echelon, those that try to say that they're so-called Jews, right? The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. All right? Speaking lies. That's Esau Edom. You got to know who's in control of the world right now. We understand, precept upon precept, reading Job 9:24 lets us know that the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Zakar Chazak 444 Shalom. Yahweh Shemel Shabbat Shum Kwakadas Barakatah. May the blessing and blessing be upon your house, and to all your Akim, and to all the Akwak, and to all your listeners, all your followers. All right? Baba Kashar. Adawan Ratazah. The wicked are estranged from the womb. What do our elders teach us? To go into the words, right? Let's go into words. Estranged. Of a person no longer close or affectionate to someone. Alienated. What happened to Cain after he murdered his brother Abel? After he murdered his brother Abel, what happened to Cain? He was estranged. Right? He was a liar from the beginning. What did he tell the Most High? I don't know what happened to my brother. If they had a DNA kit back then, that bitch could they would have known. If they had a DNA kit, that probably would have been splatters of blood all on him, fool. And he a fool. He a liar, a deceiver, a murderer, and a fool. And Esau Edom today is the same way as his forefathers. He hasn't changed. All right. Again, the wicked Esau Edom are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So as soon as they came out the bottomless pit, as soon as they came out of Europe, first thing they do is start painting over the pictures of the judges there are. And who were the judges before they got back into power? Who were the judges? So-called Negroes. the southern kingdom of Israel, start with Judah. All right? Those were the judges of that time. Yahushua is known as a judge. When they came out with Alexander, all the way down to Rome, when Yahushua was walking the earth, right? When they came out, it was a thing called iconoclasm, right? Where they went painted over the pictures, they lightened up the pictures of the images that was already, throughout the land. All right? They deceived the whole world into believing that the Heavenly Father created a perfect being in the image of a man with leprosy, which is a plague. They did a good job. Because to this day, you got a majority of the Northern Kingdom, and you could say majority of the so-called Southern Kingdom as well. Negroes, Negroes, Haitians, Jamaicans. They believe that image, that picture of Caesar Borgia, right, being the son of the Most High. In these last days, the Lord has his men, as I was saying earlier. The Lord wrote this a long time ago. He said in the end, he's going to have men out here prophesying of the words that they wrote about, the things that they said, and the things that they believed in. That is the volume of the book, which is Yahushua. And those things that's in the volume of the book, which is Yahushua. See, you believe on the word as it is written, you have light, and you have light with them. The Lord give you that light, that gift of faith, right? Not according to what somebody say, and you can't look it up in the scriptures and be like, what does that mean? Because that ain't what the Bible say, right? For instance, like the laws are done away with. You can't find that nowhere in the scriptures. Nowhere. Roughly paraphrasing, the Lord said he didn't do away with the prophets. Matter of fact, forget that. Forget roughly paraphrasing. Luke chapter 24, verse 44, Salaki. Luke chapter 24, verse 44, Salaki. And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me. This is Yahushua speaking. The things that was written in the Psalms, you're right, some of them had came to pass. Yahushua being compassed about dogs, right? Them parting his garment when they crucified him, right? Same Romans here today. America is known as Rome too as well, right? They parted his garment. But there's other parts in the Psalms that have to take place, right? The part where the Lord say, "Come sit on my side till I make thy enemy a footstool." David said, "My Lord said to my Lord, sit by my side, sit by my right side." Roughly paraphrasing, till I make your enemies a footstool. That goes into Daniel chapter 7, where Yahushua was approaching Yahweh, getting ready to get the dominion over all you see, hear, smell, taste, touch. And to put it back in its proper perspective, its proper order. The vengeance of the Lord shall be swift, or the visitation of the Lord shall be swift. And a lot of you Negroes and Latinos, and Native American Indians, West Indians, so-called, and a lot of you Haitians, so-called, a lot of y'all out there playing around. The Lord gonna catch you like a thief in the night. The Lord gonna get you. He gonna catch you like a thief in the night. You should be afraid. Be very afraid. We all should be afraid. Even those doing the work, even those that's so-called coming back to Yahweh Shem Shah, even those that's so-called being righteous. We should all be very afraid. At any moment, the Lord can remember your sins, except you be of the elect. And any of us, none of us know if we're of that number yet. So we should all be very afraid. Again, Luke 24:44. And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me. So we got to go to the Old Testimony. The Old Testament. I mean the First Testament, right? I want to start calling it that because I heard the elder in Chicago, Salaki, I forget your name, elder. Live. I listen to that elder a lot, right? He was going into, there's no such thing as the Old Testament and the New Testament. They just put those words. It's the First Testament, and then you got the Apocrypha, and then you got the Second Testament. Which to me that makes a lot more sense. Makes a lot more sense. All right. But the things that were written in the First Testament, the Psalms and the prophets, and he said Moses. So those things are very significant when it comes to interpreting what's being said in the New Testament. What does this mean? What does this mean? Hebrews chapter 10, verse 7. It's also in the Psalms as well. You say, then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O God. I'm at to move like it's about to rain. So Salakia family, give me 1 minute. We're not going anywhere. I'm about to move this thing right quick though. I'm about to take it a step over here. Salakia. For the interruption. Salakia. I don't see nobody over here, but just in case if they do say some shit, right? They do say something, we just pack it up. Pop out somewhere else where there's some cover. Salakia. Yahweh Shai is in the volume of the whole book. It's not just the Old Testament or the First Testament or the New Testament. That's one thing that gravitated me to the Elders and Apostles of the Great Millstone. Salaki if I haven't said it, but double honor to the Elders and Apostles of the Great Millstone. Yeah, because I got into it, you know. Double honor to the Elders and Apostles of the Great Millstone. All right? And, you know, and the men that's under them, you know, peace and salutation, may the blessing and blessing be upon your houses. Fight, 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 Adawan Ratazah to the end. Fight, Adawan Ratazah. Yahweh Shai is in the volume of the whole book. That was the thing that brought me to, you know, GMS. And I'm just on the outside, you know. But to the doctrine, you know, to the 100% truth, you know, there's no confusion. Either you get it or you don't get it. Yahweh Shai is in the volume of the book. Let me get this from Zakar Chazak 444 of Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. All right. What's written in the prophets, the book of the prophets, prophecy, right? The same thing that Peter was talking about, the same thing that John the Revelator saw, was some of the things that was mentioned to us in the prophets. You gotta go to Zephaniah, you gotta go to Isaiah, you gotta go to Jeremiah to get a true understanding of what the Lord has been saying from the beginning of time, using his men, the prophets, right? The Lord said, I will do nothing but what's that, Amos chapter 3 and 7. See, because without these things, you will never take the Lord serious. Listen to Christianity, you will never take the Lord serious. You're going to believe what they told you. You've done no reading, you've done no research. The Lord says, study, show yourself approved. Put on as the elect. Right? Let's go here to Amos. 3 and 7. 3 and 7, Amos 3 and 7. Surely the Lord thy God, the Lord power, Yahweh, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. Right? And who is the prophets? The men of Israel, his servants. No other nation is the Lord dealing with. The elders and apostles, the men, you know, the brothers, the Akim doing the work on the highways and hedges and making edifying videos. We can't say it enough. You should know who the Lord's prophets are by now. You should know the nation of people the Lord is dealing with right now. Ashrakah, Yasharala, Yahweh Shemel Shah, Shemrakah Kadas Barakatah. May the blessing and blessing be upon your houses and those that listen to you and those that are under your guidance. For the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Adawan Ratazah. Here's the point in 8. The lion have roared, who will not fear? The Lord power has spoken, who can but prophesy? All right, the men of the Lord, the men of Israel, starting with our elders and apostles of the great millstone. 100% truth, not cutting any corners, not sparing any. If you're going off on purpose, if you lack the information and the knowledge of what sin is, you got men out here correcting you, telling you the 100% truth. What's going to happen to you because of your disobedience, because of your rebellion, right? Remember, the visitation of the Lord is swift. The Lord got some things to visit, and the earth is one of them. Let's get it. In its current state, The earth in its current state. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 9. And I'm going to start at verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou see a part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right? The Lord made the world in 6 days. Right? And rested on the 7th. Right? A day to the Lord is as 1,000 years here on earth. All right? In that time the Lord said he made everything, well, he made man, right? He made man fearfully, wonderfully, and fearfully and wonderfully. Right? So particular to the point where he gave you a thing called eyelashes. Right? So that if a breeze come and a stick come, it won't actually, your eye will actually, the response of your eye, because of the eyelashes, is to blink before something gets in your eye. That's how wonderfully and fearfully the Lord made man. Okay? That's how fearfully and wonderfully the Lord made man. And y'all take those simple intricacies for granted. Your immune system, what they call your immune system, right? It has a lot to do with your diet. The Lord gave us dietary laws. The Lord gave us herbs, things of this nature, right? To help us. And you neglect the word of the Lord. Oh, it don't matter. Put it in your mouth and make it work. The Lord said it ain't what go in the body that defile it, but what come out the body that defile it. You've been deceived by Eve. I mean, well, yeah, her too. But by Esau. He lied to y'all, point blank. It does matter what you put in your temple, in your body. And then you got these busted ass pastors that still won't correct it. Won't y'all correct y'all doctrine? How about that? What's Jeremiah chapter 50 about? And 51. What's it about? What is 2 Peter's chapter 3 about? Y'all afraid to tell the people? You gonna lose your congregation? Your money, your status? For crying out loud. You know the prophets are telling the truth. You know this Hebrew Israelite thing is not for no reason. And you know they're telling the truth. So you'd rather have your congregation die. You'd rather have their blood on your hands. Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 3. Therefore, when thou shalt see earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, the end is manifest. And within itself, the end is manifested. Earthquakes, earthquakes in diverse places, hurricanes, the pains, right? The pains of the birth pains, is what the scriptures call them. The birth pains are more and more evident of how the Lord is working, what he's about to do, right? His visitation is going to be swift. The Lord has a visitation that's going to happen to amongst the whole world. It's going to be swift, and he's going to have individual visitations, all right, upon 2/3 of Israel and the rest of you heathens. The ICE, they come out of nowhere, don't they? That's a quick visitation of Yahweh Shem Shah. They're coming like a flood. Whoosh. Next thing you know, somebody getting hauled off. But it's the spirit of the Lord is what y'all lack to understand. Nothing happens unless the Lord sanctions it to happen. As I was saying, your fear of the Lord should be escalating more and more and more. Seeking Yahweh Shem Shah should be escalating more and more and more. Doing the work of the Lord should be escalating more and more and more as we are being visited. Being the inhabitants of the earth, as we are being visited by the Lord, he's not just speaking, he's taking action. And one day, when his men stop talking, you know what time it is. It's ass whooping for everybody that hasn't received that mark of exemption. The Dawah. It's open season. And you don't want to wait till that time. Verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. All right? The Lord has given us plenty of signs throughout the time. You know, last year, it was an X because of the, I forget the actual, the heavenly arrangement to where America was X'd out. Y'all remember that? America got X'd out. America being Babylon the Great, or that whore that sits upon the beast. What is that whore going to receive, right? That whore is going to receive a recompense, right? For being nasty and adulterous, for creating back doors. What do whores do? What do whores do? You go into the streets and the neighborhoods and the ghettos and the slums. What do a lot of these whores like to do? Set up back doors. What has America done? Set up back doors. Had this country fighting against this country, that regime against this regime, and now everybody at each other, and America just sitting back like she ain't did nothing. Right? And it's not necessarily the land of America, even though America's gonna get it. It's those that control America. Who controls the corporation known as America? The banking families. Who are the banking families? Amalek, right? The Gettys, the DuPonts, right? The Rothschilds, the Rothschild, the Red Child, the Rothschilds, right? Those are the ones that own the banking industry, right? I'm gonna say this for later, Lord willing. Let's jump here. Let's go to Revelation chapter 18. How dare you? I'm not a doggone pastor in these fake ass phony Christian churches. I haven't been taught by these phony pastors in these Christian churches that can't break down prophecy. They can't break down scripture the right way. Right? Oh, let me get that Romans. Slacky up. That Romans chapter 15 from Zakar Chazad 444. Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Yeah, the things that are written aforetime is for our learning. All right, the law, statutes, commandments. What happened to Noah? It's written that that's going to happen again. That's going to take place again. Right? What happened to what about slavery? What about the digital all that they're creating right now? The MOTB. It is in Leviticus. You know, it's called the all, where you become a servant, right? You don't want to leave your master's plantation. After 7 years, you could be free from you're supposed to be free from your master's plantation, right? And go, you're supposed to go with money and things like that at that nature. You can't go with your wife or your children unless you came there with them. All right. If you made them while you was under your master's watch, you can't just leave with them. But if you wanted to stay, which a lot of our people are going to do right now, a lot of our people are not taking heed to this warning. So they want to be comfortable with their loved ones. So you're going to die here with your loved ones. You're going to burn up here with your loved ones. You can't see yourself without your mother, without your father, without your son, without your daughters, without your cousins, your uncles, the ones that helped you out when you were doing bad. You can't see yourself, detaching from them if they don't want to come to the truth. If they want to be still wicked and considered a part of this world, then you're going to burn up with them. The visitation of the Lord is going to be swift. Y'all think y'all got all day. A lot of our people love to procrastinate and wait till the last minute to do a lot of things. We're going to get it. Let me finish, though. Let me continue. Revelation 18, starting at verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. A precept to that, if I'm not mistaken, is in Isaiah 14. Right, let me see if I can find it. Slovakia, it's not. So it is in Isaiah. It's Isaiah. I'm going to jump down to verse 8. Isaiah 34 and verse 8. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. All right? Psalms 83. Y'all had us, Shalom, Yahweh Shemel Shah, Bashem Kakadas Barakatah, Azaria, GMS in the Truth, Orlando, Shalom. May the blessing of this be upon your house. Call on Yahweh Shemel Shah, And also to those that listen to you, you're heat goat too. May they also, consider your words, and Lord willing, be blessed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah through your words. All right? Adonai Ratazah. All right, verse 8 again. For it's the day of the Lord's vengeance, and a year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. Who is Zion? So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. Right? And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. That sounds like a lake of fire, if you ask me. That sounds like a lake of fire, if you ask me personally. Right? A burning pitch. Streams, right? It say, streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone. Brimstone, just flying. Dust. You know how dust just fly around? Imagine that being brimstone, with wind carrying it all over the place. Brimstone. You ever seen that movie with Damn it, man. Keanu Reeves. Um, uh, Constantine. All right, Constantine. When he was in that hellish looking place with those little ghouly looking monsters with no face, right? And you know, he had to grab the knife and shit and bring it out of the crazy ass world. That's pretty much what this is describing right here. Dust like brimstone. That's gonna be here in America. That's what we reading about. What we just read in Revelation 18 about this being a place for desert creatures and stuff of that nature. That's how America's gonna be. You know, and then when it dies down, it's gonna be nothing but a place for desert creatures. Let's continue. Right? Dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become a burning pitch. Burning. Forever and ever and ever, which means just for a very long time. Verse 10. It shall be quenched night, it shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation, it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. So it's going to lie waste forever and ever. After the smoke clears, it's not going to be a place where people could put their foot on and walk through it anymore. This land is totally going to be destroyed. Totally. Whatever the missiles don't take care of, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to dissolve it, devour it, whatever it may be. All right? This place is going to be just, you just heard it, dark. The river's going to be like a dark pitch. Right? But the cormorant, cormorant, and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. All right? Let's go back to Revelation 18. Right? Verse 2 again. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul bird, of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. All right? That's what America's going to be after everything is dissolved. Right? For all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. With her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Right? Have not all the nations got rich off America, the whore, pimping her out? She been pimped out to all the nations. And now she's starting to backdoor niggas. She's starting to backdoor niggas. Hey man, you know, I don't know how a bitch would do it, but hey, you know, this America's that bitch. You know, America's that bitch. You know, and she done been pimped out amongst all the nations and shit like that. And right now she want her get back. You know, she feels sore. You know, she ain't been bombed, she ain't been beat up. You know, she just been used. You know, China looking a lot better now. Russia looking a lot better now. All these nations, they done got their weapons up. They done got their money up. They done got their bucks up. They done got their the BRICS. Oh, wee boy. Who's that? India? I think now is a part of it. Hey man, no, it's not India. It's another group. The BRICS looking stronger than ever, ain't they? Ain't they? And it's only getting more and more. I want to do a lesson. I didn't do my lesson though. Let me get this. Yeah. Let me get this. Brother got some fire up here. I appreciate it. I need it. Call her like y'all about y'all shot. Let's get it. Oh, bro, got something. Let me get this second edges. Let me get this second edges from the same brother, Zakar Khazab 444. Keep that shit over there. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Khan. Slaki. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Second Ezra 16. What is that? Why did that happen? All right. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Yeah, y'all want to wait till the last minute to be afraid. Y'all gonna be afraid of the wrong thing though. The Lord said, why fear a man that can just kill the body? The Lord said, fear me, fear him. Fear Yahweh Shema Shai, which can destroy both body and soul in hell. So y'all fearing the wrong thing, all right? Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And how are we going to get to the kingdom? But through much tribulation, right? Esau Edom is setting up the perfect Esau Edom is setting up the perfect alley-oop for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. The perfect alley-oop. And Yahweh Shai gonna come and slam dunk that shit. That's how it's going down. You get it? The Lord is using Esau Edom to set up the perfect, to hook up the perfect alley-oop on himself. That's what's scary. Esau Edom running down to the wrong side. he disillusioned. He running down to the wrong side of the court, the wrong goal. And Yahweh Shai like right behind him. And he about to be like, here, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai about to grab that ball and dunk it. Game over. And he gonna use Esau Edom to destroy his own self. He don't get no better than that, man. The Lord is cruel like that, man. And y'all still like to fear Yahweh Shema Shai. Y'all not praying. Y'all not reading. Y'all not researching. Y'all ain't studying. And then on top of that, some of y'all scoffing, y'all mocking. The visitation of the Lord gonna be swift, man. And when you blink an eye, why you don't even see it coming. You don't see it coming. There's gonna be invasion for what? For bread, sedition among men. Are we not seeing these things manifest? Are we not seeing these prophecies manifest in front of us? What manner of people shall we be? Knowing that America about to be dissolved to the point where it's going to be looking like a movie. You name it. Terminator 2. No. Yeah, Terminator 2. Sarah Connor. Right, when she was on that gate, and the elders and the apostles, they got them pictures. The brother at one of the brothers at the camp, he got that picture of Sarah Connor on the gate, you know, getting swept with that beast of destruction. Lord, when I'm gonna get that too? All right. The visitation of the Lord is not gonna be something that's just gonna. When I say the visitation of the Lord is gonna be swift, I don't mean it's gonna go come and go like that. No. That's not what I mean. I mean it's gonna come at a time where people least suspect it. Yahweh Shai returning. No man knows the time or hour or the day except the Heavenly Father. So it's gonna come at a time unexpected. Not even the prophets could prophesy when Yahweh Shai is gonna come. All right? It's not in our hand. Right? Let me see. Zakar Chazak 444 has that Joel 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, okay, which is what the men of the Lord are doing. Lord, when we be a part of that leg number? In Zion. Zion, we're a people before we're placed. Before Israel went into the land of Canaan, right? After Moses, right? Moses took them. Well, after Moses, you know, you had Joshua and Caleb that actually went into the land, right? We were Israelites. All right. Before that place was named Israel, we were Israelites. We were people before we were placed. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and what is the let me see. What is the trumpet? It's an alarm, man. We're warning our people. We're not warning our people, or we're not blowing the trumpet of feasting, of mirth, of celebration. Not yet. We're blowing a trumpet of warning. Right? Get off your ass. Rise up. Wake up. Get up. Right? Ye women that are at ease, ye men that are at ease, that rest upon your leads, get up. This is not the place of our rest. This is not the place for us to have fun, to party and kick it. Right now is the time to wake up and acknowledge your power, Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, and his righteousness, in which you should be doing your best to walk in, offending less, so you don't become a name on his hit list. That hit list is long. The Lord says it's going to be dead bodies from sea to shining sea. That's all over. All right. Joel 2:1 again. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. You hear that? The day of the Lord is coming and it's nigh at hand. And y'all think it's gonna be pretty? No. The day of the Lord is gonna be dark and no light in it. Dark pitch. We just read about it. What's up? All right. You work here? No, okay. All right. Joel 2:2. A day of darkness, right? And of gloominess. Amos chapter 5. A gloominess, a day of dark clouds, and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Joel 2:3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a fire burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolation wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. And nothing shall escape them. Yeah, you're gonna go this place. Nobody's gonna be able to escape the hand of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hand of the Lord, right? The righteous shall scarcely be saved. The righteous is going to scarcely be saved. All right? And so what's going to happen to the sinners? Roughly paraphrasing. They're not going to be able to escape. Let me get it. Let me get it. I'm going to come back to you, 18. I'm not done with you. I'm not done with you, 18. Damn it. He was right there, too. Why are you playing? Right there. There we go. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing as unto a faithful Creator. All right? So you want to be caught up in well-doing. You don't want to be caught up when the Lord visits you. You don't want to be caught up. We don't want to be caught up committing sins, committing abominations, committing adultery, defiling your temple. You don't want to be sitting in the back somewhere. Shit, you be listening to a lesson, smoking a black mouth, smoking a joint, smoking a cigarette, and the Lord visits you. How you gonna visit you? Ice, get down! Poof. What's that movie? That cartoon? I fucking love it. The Boondocks. What the nigga say? He say, Kia! He kick the door. He kick the door. He coming in with his guns, them big ass guns. Kia, bitch! Yeah, that's how Ice gonna be doing. While you sitting back chilling, you know, you probably just got through, you know, committing some kind of adulterous act with a female or with a guy or whatever, whoever you may be. You smoking a cigarette, thinking everything peachy keen. You got that nut out, you feeling good, and what happened? Kia, bitch! Yeah. Come on. We about to take you down to Alligator Alcatraz. To Alligator Alcatraz. Put them chains on your ass and let's go. That's the Lord's judgment. That's the Lord visiting your ass. Let's say you escape that. Let's say you escape that, right? That don't come your way. Right? Oh, well, see, you got the teeth of wild beasts as far as Alligator Alcatraz. You know, the Lord got 4 sword judgments. You know, pestilence, famine, the sword, the teeth of wild beasts. These things are going to be people's reality. And that's going to be Yahweh Shemi Shai visiting you. And y'all not afraid? Y'all don't consider what the Lord got going on? No, it's about what you got going on, huh? Man. Let me see, the brother got some more. Oh yeah, call her like Yahweh Shemi Shai, man. I appreciate this, I really do. Let me grab some of these though, because I do have a couple of things I want to get into. Go back to that Revelation 18. I want to jump down. Yeah, let's go ahead. Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Now this is the true meaning of what the world isn't called resurrection, or not resurrection, but I don't even want to use the word because it's some bullshit. But this is the meaning of the Lord calling his people up into the clouds. Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins. This is what 1 Thessalonians. Let me go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. Oh, I should have just pulled it up in which one called. Okay. First Thessalonians chapter 4, and starting at verse 14. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will the Most High bring with him. Those that died in Yahweh Shemi Shai, the time that we're entering into, you have men going to stand in great boldness, like Yahushua did when Pilate was in front of him. You don't got no power except the Lord give it to you. Those simple words. They're not going to find no fault. But, you know, the elect, you know, certain of the elect men are going to have to be taken out like that. You know? But Lord willing, we stay strong, we're going to receive the same thing as Yahushua. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. All right? All right? So, let me continue. For this we say unto you, the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. because there's no such thing as death, really. They're just asleep, you know. Those that die in the Lord, those that have passed on even now, you know, that have passed on. You know, we got beloved brothers and everything that have passed on doing the work of Yahweh Shem Shah, you know, in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, and being diligent and, you know, just fighting to the end. We do have brothers that's like that. So, you know, they just waiting for the Lord to come back. So how much longer do you think it's going to take before the Lord come back and exact that you know, to exact, because those men they need recompense, you know, or they need, you know, because, you know, this fucked up world, you know, this unhealthy world has probably caused them to meet their demise, even though they were faithful to the end, you know. But this world and these bodies, you know what I mean, these bodies got to be changed anyway. You know, so them brothers, they gonna have they'll have an upgrade. You know, they're gonna be the first to have an upgrade. They're gonna be the first ones to meet Yahweh Shah. Lord willing, if we still here to see everything, you know, Lord willing, we gonna meet them in the chariots. Oh, that's the brother. I remember watching that brother. Lord willing, we're just gonna know who he is. They're probably not gonna look the same, but we're gonna still know who they is in the spirit. Lord willing. I remember I used to watch the elder. I digress. But anyway, Slakia. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Yahweh Shai shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. All right? So after that time, after we caught up in the air, what's going to happen? Well, they say what goes up must come down. And that's how the kingdom going to come down. The kingdom going to come down as the people of Israel, as the children of Yasharallah, right? With new bodies, changed bodies. But let's get back to the Revelation 18 subject at hand. That was crazy though. All right. And be not partakers of, okay, say verse 4 again. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Yeah, you know. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works, in the cup which she have filled unto her double. Right? How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Right? And that's how that's how America constantly pushes itself, as if she's never done anything wrong. You know, and they have these good speakers like, you know, they had Obama, and they got some trash speakers too. You know, they had Bush, but you know, you got Obama, you got Trump. These guys, they sound really convincing, right? Speaking great things. What's that? Revelation 13 and Daniel chapter 7. Matter of fact, let's get that. Daniel chapter 7. Right? Daniel chapter 7. And I'm going to start at verse 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up one among them, another little horn, before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots, and behold, in this horn were eyes like a man, and a mouth speaking great things. Now this little horn is talking about, you know, the horns that came up, you know, they came up after the other horns. It say, I considered the horns, like the horns are just like little nations of power, all right? And these three horns is going back to Spain, French, and the British, all right? It say, there came up among them another little horn. That's America. That came up after the British Empire, right? Before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn, right, because Britain, Spain, and France, their power was pretty much given to America. All right, America became the centerpiece of power and prosperity, and Esau Edom's control over the earth. All right, it says were plucked up by the roots, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. And that mouth speaking great things go to Revelation. I got it right here already. Revelation 13 and 11, it says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Now the two horns of like a lamb is going back to Rome, right? Because you got the two horns, you got the Republicans and the Democrats. Back in the times of Rome, you had the plebeians and the patricians. All right, two sides of the same, two wings of the same bird. Right? They're still the bald eagle. Esau Edom represents the eagle. All right, and they what it is, they'll tell you sweet little nothings, but in the day they speak as a dragon. Like what Trump did, right? He came in like all politicians do. They come in talking about how good they're gonna make it for everybody, how they want peace around the world. But how does that peace come? By war, by tariffs, by sanctioning, right? By destruction, by like I said was saying earlier, how they put people against each other, their lies, their deceit. Right? But this is the same reason why the other nations are going to come down on them. The same reason why the other nations are going to come down on them. It say, verse 12, it say, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And that's talking about Rome. America gets you to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed, which is Rome, by you celebrating some of the same things. Rome, when you read Daniel chapter 7, it tell you it was more diverse than the other nations, the other beasts before it, because it came out with the plebeians and the patricians. They came up with the order of more than just having one king. The election process. That's what that goes into. And America's the same thing. And people are pretty much worshiping Rome all over again through the eyes of America, right? By everybody taking on the custom of America, and this is happening all around the world. China, they don't wear their garments, their original, their ancient garments. Russia, I don't know. They probably, they pretty much all the UN and well, not even because Russia ain't part of the UN, but all of the Edomite countries, whatever, they pretty much were all on the same board as far as customs, right? As far as their dressing, ties, suit and tie, and all that shit. But all the other nations that kind of gravitated to America and her ways, they was drinking of the wine of the wrath of Babylon. The economy, making trying to get large banks, making interactions with these with the banking families of the world. All right, making deals with banking families of the world, and now they looking at America, as like, damn, well, how all of a sudden you gonna trade on us? So now the kings of the earth is gonna do what? And Jeremiah, let's go ahead. I'm about to close it out in a minute. I know the elders and the apostles about to get ready to go on in a minute. I just had to come out here and do this, man. And say, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 14. It say, put yourselves in array against Babylon, round about. That's a little talk about all these other nations. The British nations, they're getting bigger. They're getting bigger. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. What's bending the bow? That's those silos. When you bend the bow, what you put inside that? What you put inside that bow? You put an arrow inside that bow when you bend it, right? Those arrows are missiles. Hey, Christian church, so-called Christian church. What is that? What is that talking about? What is that exclaiming? What's the arrows? What's the arrows of the Lord's indignation? Y'all ain't got nothing to say? Y'all should just step down. If y'all ain't gonna tell the people the truth, y'all should just step down. Or not. Like I said before, their blood is on your hands. Unless you repent. Cause y'all not getting out of it. Y'all got y'all consolation right now. Y'all got y'all little money, y'all little driving around in the Cadillac and the Benz and shit. But this is what's coming to America. Verse 14 again in Jeremiah chapter 50. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Do unto her as she done unto you, right? As we just read. In Revelation, what was that, 13? Right? Reward to her double. Give to her double. Right? Ain't America been around here bombing all these places? Right? All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows. Spare not one ICBM missile. Spare not none. Let them all go. And I just learned they said they got a kill switch, something like that, where they just hit one button and they all just go. Let all the missiles go. And they're not gonna break ranks. They're not gonna break ranks. I should get that. Let's get that. I'm gonna come back to you. Salakia. Lord willing. Not gonna break ranks. Yeah, that's in Joel chapter 2. Bro had Joel chapter 2. I didn't get to verse 7. Chapter 2, verse 7. He say, they shall run like mighty men. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march everyone in his ways. And they shall not break their ranks. That's talking about the missiles, man. That's talking about the missiles coming at that ass. They're not going to break their ranks. And where's it going to? Babylon the Great, as we reading. In Jeremiah chapter 50, again, verse 14, it say, put yourselves in array against Babylon. That's here in America, where it's going to be desolate, right? The Babylon before was somebody in Iran, what's that, Iran? Iraq, yeah, by the Mesopotamia. I know I said that wrong, right? Iraq. But that place is not desolate. It's not just birds living in that place. That place still inhabited with people. People walking by, going to the market and shit like that. So we ain't talking about that Babylon, I'm talking about spiritual Babylon. Right? And say, put yourselves in array against Babylon, round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. And we just read. This is the visitation of the Lord. This is the visitation of the Lord. It's going to be swift. Okay, speaking of those bows, let's go here. Because I pulled it up earlier. How fast? Oh, yeah, here we go. How fast is a ballistic missile? AI overview. Ballistic missiles travel at extremely high speeds, ranging from supersonic to hypersonic, depending on the type and phase of flight. Shorter range missiles can reach supersonic speeds above Mach 1, while larger range missiles, particularly ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, can achieve hypersonic speeds, Mach 5 and above. right? Swiftly. The visitation of the Lord is going to be swift, shall be swift. Before y'all know it, y'all gonna be looking, y'all gonna hear it if y'all do hear a sound, because it's gonna be traveling faster than the speed of sound. You don't believe me? Let me keep going. Um, can achieve hypersonic speeds Mach 5 and above. Some ICBMs can reach speeds of 22,000 to 29,000 kilometers, or 13,000 and 18,000 to 18,000 miles per hour. Now you get in your car, you go 100 miles per hour, the wheels start shaking. Go 150 miles per hour if your car not built for that type of racing shit. Go 200 miles an hour. Okay, imagine 200 miles an hour. Imagine 100 miles an hour. When you going down the highway, you see how fast that is? This bitch say, that's just 100 miles an hour. This bitch say 13 to 18,000 miles per hour. Not 100,000 miles per hour. So by the time you look up in the sky, you hear, if you even hear, like I said, if you even hear the shit, it's gonna hit before you even see it coming. You probably see something out the side of your eye, and then a big flash. And then that besom of destruction. Oh yeah, let's get that. That besom of destruction. That was in let me see. I gotta look it up. That besom of destruction. Beast. Isaiah 14 and 23, the elders always bring it out. Love when they bring it out, because this goes into the picture that they used to show. Well, Sarah Connor being on the fence with that besom of destruction coming through. I think she was in New York with all the kids around, and she was the only one that could see it happening. Isaiah 14, again, that movie is Terminator chapter 2, part 2, right? Isaiah 14 and 23, I will also make it a possession for the big turn, right? Back to that big turn, the little bird. That's how America's going to be looking. And pools of water, back to that water, a pitch, right? And I will sweep it with a besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. A besom of destruction. A besom is like a broom. When them bombs drop, you see nuclear, videos when they drop the bombs. A big old light, and there's like a sweeping cloud of destruction. I'll say that. A sweeping cloud of destruction. Right? How come y'all pastors ain't telling y'all about this stuff, man? What are they preaching about? They're not preaching about the Lord coming back the right way. The day of the Lord is going to be darkness and no light in it. Let me go here. While y'all sleeping on the Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. What's going to make that happen? The besom of destruction. That sweeping wind. The four winds of destruction. Right? The Lord about to release the four winds of destruction upon this place. Right? And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Jerusalem, where people before we are placed. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And what's going to do that? Nuclear fire. Nuclear fire. That's what's going to do that. That's how you're going to be destroyed. All those that fight against Jerusalem. And that's talking about you 2/3 too. Fight against this truth. Fight against the men of the Lord. The Lord coming for you. The visitation of Yahweh Shema Shah is going to be swift. I should have said swift, painful, unescapable, undesirable. When the Lord is done, the whole world is going to reference our power, Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shah, again, in all respect, in all fear. And we letting it be known right now. So when the time comes, y'all know who to call on. His name is Yahweh, and his only begotten son's name is Yahweh Shah. I'm going to close out on this, man. I'm going to close out. Like I said, I'm going to start doing. And Lord willing, I'm going to start, this is my closeout. This is my closeout. Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Not just a little bit. Not just what the Christian, so-called Christian pastor want to tell y'all. All the good shit. No. The conclusion of the whole matter. The whole thing. You want to watch half a movie? Is that what you do? You want to watch half? You be okay with watching half a movie? Fuck that. No, you want to see the whole damn thing. Right? Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. And it's going to be established again. When the men come out of the chariots with Yahweh Shai and put the nations, the heathen nations, into captivity for 1,000 years, they're going to learn. They're going to learn that day. They're going to learn that day. For God shall bring every work into judgment. Everything you're doing, the Lord going to bring it into judgment. And if you're not exempt from that, if you're not seeking Yahweh Shema Shah, if He ain't put the Spirit on you to have faith and to rehearse the righteous acts to the best of your ability, hey, we'll see. We'll see. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment and every secret thing, whether it be good, whether it be evil. All right? With that, I'm going to close out. Try to get a little nap in before camp. I don't want Ratazah. I make it there on time. To the hopeful elected of Israel, endure. Yahweh, Yahweh Shabbat Ratazah, endure. We almost there, man. Oh, yeah, they got 200 Marines. I think they say, is it 200, 300? Marines coming down here to Florida to help with the ICE people. So, hey, man, we ramping up. It's ramping up. It's ramping up. Be circumspect. Keep the faith. Constantly keep praying to Yahweh Shema Shah. Yeah, the Shalom Azari, he about to go into doing the lesson. We almost there. We're there to the east. To the east, we're going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Racha, Kodash. Again, double honor to our elders and apostles of the great millstone. May the blessing and blessings be upon your houses. To hopeful elect, peace and salutations. Strength and endurance to the men doing the work. Endure. Yahweh, Yahweh Shabbat Tazah, endure. Till next time, Kwame Yasharallah, Wa Abba. Shalom, Zakar Chazad 444. Sorry I couldn't get to all your precepts, but man, beautiful. I appreciate it. Oh, shalom to the brother Damawafi as well. GMS in his likeness. Shalom. Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shem Kakadash Barakatah. Blessing, King. Till next time, shalom, Akim.